Check out today's piece of OtakuDaiKun fan art. This one's actually a commission I paid for, but the artist, Mikoko, reached out to me wanting to draw it. This piece sports a nice, subdued color palette, though admittedly, I'm curious why my eyes went from brown to orange. Did you know Dai-kun and I are partially colorblind? Anyway, thank you so much for this excellent art. Welcome back to OtakuDaiKun. Dai-chan here. Today's video is brought to you by my $50 member, Matthew Mcafee, who suggested I cover which servants in Fate desperately need a summer form. I figured this would be great to try and bring some warmth back to the cold holiday season, even if only in our fantasies. If you ever want to command me to make a certain kind of video, or just want to support me to a lesser extent, consider clicking Join here on YouTube, or visiting my Patreon or Subscribestar from the links in the description. Anyway, Fate Grand Order has given us a number of great summer events, with each one providing a new ensemble of existing servants transformed into swimsuit variants. This is a great way to reinvigorate hype into these characters, as well as give them a new class and abilities. Despite these events going on for years now, there are some servants that still haven't been featured, and it's an absolute shame. While some are getting new outfits or brand new servant incarnations, others are lucky enough if they can even score a craft essence. As such, I've compiled my list for the top servants in Fate Grand Order that most deserve a summer form. Of course, this is my own opinion, so please bear that in mind. I've sorted this list so that we can start with the least important ones and build up to the real contenders. Without further ado, let's dive in. One could argue that some servants might as well be considered summer forms for how skimpy they dress by default. For a lot of those, I agree, but in the case of Altera, I think she deserves some more love. She doesn't rank higher on this list because she already has an extra Santa form, as well as an alternate outfit for her Saber form that is quite reminiscent of a swimsuit. That said, when she debuted in the Fate Extella games, she had her own swimsuit DLC called Casual Vacancies. It's gorgeous, and I'm a bit bummed it hasn't made it into FGO yet. Ever since the Journey to the West and Camelot chapters, we really haven't seen a lot of Xuanzang. Under her robes, she might as well already be in a swimsuit, but considering she never takes those robes off, it leaves a lot to the imagination. As tantalizing as that is, I want to see more, damn it! Given that Xuanzang has a craft essence set in the summer theme, I think it's only fair that she be given a full servant variation. When compared to her sister Ishtar, Ereshkigal is no doubt more modest. It fits well with her shy, reclusive personality, but that also tends to put her in Ishtar's shadow. The most revealing thing she wears, by default, is this harem outfit from Babylonia, and it's only part of a promo image that you can't actually see in-game. Thankfully, we do have some art that serves as a proof of concept. You might argue that since Ishtar and Ereshkigal share the same body, it would be redundant to have another Reen face. But if we account for their different personalities, it would be a lot of fun to see how Ereshkigal would act, perhaps all embarrassed, providing its own appeal. If Skahak Skadi is able to get a summer form, then surely this underworld goddess deserves one too. Honestly, this next one's more of a pipe dream. Obviously, collaboration servants rarely show up again after their event has come and gone, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't love seeing a summer form of Shiki Ryogi from Kara no Kyokai. Either Shiki's the type to expose herself without shame, or she's the type to give you a death stare for checking her out. In either case, I'm all for it. It would be nice, considering Shiki never seems to dress this way at official works. Here, we have some interesting fan art that shows what she, and by extension, Fujino Asagami, would look like at the beach. Despite playing a prominent role in much of the story, Frances Drake doesn't seem to get a lot of fan attention. Nonetheless, given how mature and domineering she is, I think it would be a tremendous waste not to let a pirate sailing the ocean dress for the summer rays. We've got a craft essence that shows what she might look like as a summer servant, but if that's not good enough, we also have her swimsuit DLC from Fate Extella, though admittedly it covers a lot more. 2 pieces all the way for me. Adelante is a fantastic servant who, technically, already gives us enough TNA in her alter form. Nevertheless, I've been wanting her to get a proper summer version ever since I saw this delightful craft essence, Twilight Memory. Her transparent shawl and overhang look gorgeous, and you can also get really close with her formal wear. Either one would be phenomenal. Next up, we've got our Joshi Kosei, Suzuka Gozen. She's already quite revealing in her final ascension, but that doesn't stop me from wanting more. Like many others on this list, she already has a perfect swimsuit to incorporate from an existing craft essence. All we need now is to make an actual sprite for her as a playable servant. That, or finally bring her Christmas Gyaru form to the mobile game. I'll settle for that, over it being locked to Japanese arcade machines. As I said before, a lot of female characters in Fate might as well be considered summer servants based on their default costumes. Matahari is a primary example. However, the reason she's on this list isn't necessarily because she needs to go skimpier. Instead, if Matahari got a summer form, it might finally make her a 5-star servant with a better moveset. Admittedly, servants like her actually run the risk of putting on more clothes when they get summer versions. I definitely wouldn't want that. And while there isn't much in the way of fan art for her, we could base her summer form off this picture of the real-life Matahari. Rather than just cloth, give her a revealing jeweled swimsuit. Just imagine her in the Fortune from Dead or Alive Extreme. I'm certain that would kindle her popularity in both the game's fandom and meta. Luvia is such a delightful character in the Fate series. She's the perfect pompous rival to Rin Tosaka, and while that is brilliantly conveyed in most Fate works, FGO kinda drops the ball. As the goddess Astrea, Luvia's FGO design leaves a lot to be desired in terms of art style. However, we have seen her in a proper light through this craft essence. As for actual swimwear instead of sportswear, we could always go with the outfit she wears to the beach in Prisma Ilia. Honestly, I just want Luvia to get more screen time, as she's often an afterthought. Now that Archetype Earth has come to FGO, finally bridging the gap between Fate and Tsukihime stuff, that opens us up to Arcoade's summer form. I understand that Archetype Earth isn't exactly the same Arcoade we romance in Tsukihime, but it's still a great opportunity to dress her more like how she did in Carnival Phantasm. Considering Tsukihime doesn't have any Waku Waku splash scenes, I think it's only fair that Arcoade take a vacation in FGO. With a similar dilemma, we have Mononon McClear, the pseudo-servant paired with Bizette from Fate Hollow Ataraxia. She's a wonderful character, being a stoic, badass fist fighter for the Mages Association, while also having a sensitive feminine side when it comes to her idols. That tomboyish contradiction would lend itself wonderfully to a summer form, and this official craft essence already shows us exactly what that would look like. Let's not settle for a mere PNG. Sprite it up, baby! Of course, there's no way this video could exist without including Morgan Le Fay, now that she's an official servant. She's already gorgeous, and reveals a lot of skin in her final ascension, but then Type Moon gave us this official art of her in Salter. Given how absolutely stunning this picture is, it would be a shame not to have it come true in an actual event. The blueprint is right there! All you gotta do is offer up the goods, and we'll gather like hungry fish. Now, before I go on to my final 2 picks, I want to take a moment to address the various men in FGO. More recently, the game has been really good about giving certain male characters swimsuits as alternate costumes. They may not be entirely new servants, but at least we can change them cosmetically. Whether this is the type of exposure fans want of the guys is up for debate. Some of them, like Emiya, get what I think are kinda half-assed summer forms. They go for more of a classy vibe than something sexy. I'd expect something more like what Robin Hood has for everyone. That said, a lot of Fate heroes already run around topless, so I assume we don't need a new outfit for those guys. The only exception is Ku Cullen, who should definitely get his Hawaiian shirt just for being iconic. Like the women, we have a lot of male characters who only show off their abs via craft essences. I think Type Moon should try to bring us swimsuit costumes for Astolfo, Arthur, and Odysseus. Other male characters who have no existing topless art would be Arjuna, Kojido Sasaki, Hajime Saito, and Sherlock Holmes. As someone who doesn't really know what the fans want from Fate men, I at least suspect these would be appreciated. There are 2 more ladies I think deserve summer forms more than everyone else I've mentioned so far. One of them is Medea from Fate Stay Night. Our villainous caster often hides her face behind an ominous hood, making it hard to see just how lovely she is. While she is a bad guy in Stay Night, FGO is typically a chance for such servants to redeem themselves, and that's pretty easy to do with her when you understand how unfair her original life was. She's adorable, and to accompany that appeal, I think she definitely needs a swimsuit variant so that newcomers and classic fans alike can rejoice in her beauty. Along that same vein, we have our final servant of the list, Medusa. For whatever reason, ever since Anna and Gorgon showed up, everyone's forgotten that the true best snake is the classic rider. If you don't agree, go play through all of Hollow Ataraxia. The visual novel already gives us an official swimsuit that, sadly, hasn't made its way to FGO in the same way Artorias has. She's honestly the main reason I wanted to make this video, and after talking about it through live streams, it seems a lot of y'all agree with me. So there you have it, my picks for the top Fate servants that most deserve a summer form. I have no idea if Type Moon would agree with this list, but I nonetheless hope it comes true. What do you guys think? For our discussion, what servants do you most want to see get summer forms? Would you prefer it to be a brand new servant, or would you be content with it just being an alternate costume? For the hell of it, which servant in the game would you least want to see in a swimsuit? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Thanks for watching!
If you enjoy this channel, help us grow by liking, commenting, sharing the video, subscribing to OtakuDaiKun, and
most of all, smashing that notification bell so you don't miss out on all of our anime discussion, lore, or Let's Play content.
You can support us directly through Patreon, Subscribestar, or our YouTube membership, all of which come with benefits like exclusive vids and early access.
As always,
celebrate your fandom!
I want to give a special shout out to all my $10 and up supporters. Video Gamer 75, Stephen Elak, Samuel Gersten, Otaku Mom, Jens Bauman, Mystic Samurai 1983, Lord Ormagoden, Freebrick, RNG or Shuffles 1498, Alexis Yukio Gomez Yamato, Johnny Tsunami, Link Pendrago, Brandon Baker, Observer Bellis, Flash Daniel, Matthew Mcafee, Game King 352, Caitlin P, Vladimirovna, Succubus Sakura, Normace, Jonathan Padua, The Taz 96, and SF Giants fan Mike. Thank you all so much.